soup. All right, so cereal floating in milk, is that a soup? Try to remember if there are any other ones I've argued about. I would posit that that is stew, but you could be correct. I'm pulling this, out of my butt. So any word on whether or not we're broadcasting sound in the other room? Or do I need to bring up more controversial food categorization opinions? Because I'm sure I can think of some. When did I say broadcasting sound? Like 15 seconds ago, tops. Yeah. All right. So we're at least.
Kim Jackson, John Burns. Yeah, they're here. It's Bert Jones, Kim Jackson, John Burns, Administration, Butler, Pratt.
Are we right? Are we good?
Oh, sorry, I heard you as I was stepping, my apologies. Don't put any in that one. I'm sitting, I can't tell.
Well, are they still in the screenshot, the flags?
Can I ask a favor? Can I ask a favor? Since we're gonna take that chair out, can we get the governor off of the crack?
Sure, absolutely.
Can we shift this a little?
Absolutely.
I mean, look,
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
we don't, that chair's gonna be gone.
Right, is that side still 16?
Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if they were out of the shot.
Thank you for pointing it out.
Well, that's good.
Mhm. No, 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 right here's perfect.
That's not, okay. She needs borderline?
That's fine.
This is borderline. She says
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
is, yes.
Okay.
Yep, great. All right, good. How much do we see? One of the things I'm gonna talk about
that
in
you
my
can,
appreciate.
oh, you mean on the,
One thing I'm gonna talk about in my appreciate that we were. Can it see you right now?
no.
Yeah.
So actually, if they're serving him,
I guess I'm thinking about 20.
I can see your arm, but not even your shoulder.
One side, 18 miles wide, so 17 feet. Those two are like the hips are first, so they're not walking in. These should be correct, right?
Stop. You're like watching. I'm like doing this.
Follow the, follow the.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out. It's much better.
Beautiful lady.
Beautiful. Or do you want the Georgia flag to the right? You see what I'm asking? Like to get them on camera.
Just 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's not that much. It's only about.
Sarah, let's make sure we get bread on the table up here too. One on each side. Okay.
Keep it real, folks.
Hey, how are you doing? Hey, buddy. Hey, Griff. How you doing? How you been? Everything good? Let's see. We got everybody. Who we missing? Gloria's here. Let's roll. Y'all ready to roll? Yes, sir. I know, right? You don't have me here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Well, it's good to be here today. I hope everybody's doing well. We've had a fun 3 days, I hope. I'm Burt Jones. I'm the nominee for Lieutenant Governor, and I greatly appreciate the hard work that everyone here at the University of Georgia and the Carl Vinson Institute. Let's give them a round of applause because they put on a great show. Another outstanding job, and 33 years running, and I think we'll do it again next year. So great job to you guys, or 2 years from now. Thank y'all for all your hard work and all the accommodations, and we want to thank all the members who attended this as well. Want to recognize a few folks here. Obviously, we have our guests of honor, Governor and First Lady Kemp are here today. So let's give them a round of applause. We have President Jerry Moorhead of the University of Georgia. Majority Leader Steve Gooch. Speaker Jan Jones here. And on this side of the room, have my good friend Spencer Fryer from Athens, Georgia. Minority Leader Gloria Butler. House Leader Chuck Estrains. Estrasion. I know him. I'm picking at him. So, and then also our soon-to-be speaker, Mr. John Burns here. So, and at this time, I was supposed to recognize our constitutional officers here, but Governor, they decided they didn't want to show up today. So let's keep that in mind when we have budget things going on. So, but right now, I'd like to call on Senator Kim Jackson to do the invocation here. Senator.
Let us still our hearts for a moment as I pray. Holy and loving God, I pause to give thanks for this day and for this gathering. I ask that as we begin our journeys back to our respective homes, may we arrive safely and renewed, prepared for the work that lies ahead. May the call to love our neighbor as ourselves be our guiding principle as we journey together into a new session. I pray for all who live, laugh, and play in this great state of Georgia. Help us to create a world where everyone has access to an abundant life full of joy and peace. And finally, O Creator, I give you thanks for this food. May it nourish our bodies and strengthen our souls. We are ever grateful for farmers and ranchers, pickers and packers, truckers and servers, all who make it possible that we might have food on our tables. May they and all have bounty as well. I pray this all for the sake of love. Amen.
Thank you, Senator. We couldn't do these events without having support from not just the University of Georgia, but all our sponsors who are willing to contribute to this very, very useful biennial arrangement here. And I would like to call on one of the main sponsors, CEO for one of the main sponsors here, Georgia Power, and our CEO, Mr. Chris Womack here. Everybody give him a round of applause. Please.
Thank you, Lieutenant-elect Jones, Governor Kemp, First Lady Kemp. Thank you very much. Jerry Moorhead, good to see you as well. But thanks everybody for being here. And thank you to the Carl Vinson Institute for hosting this great and important event. It's so wonderful to see everybody here. Georgia Power is proud to be a trusted partner all across this state, supplying you with the energy that you need. And we're so thrilled and pleased to be able to support this wonderful event. We bring everybody together to talk about how we continue to advance and move this state forward. So on behalf of all the 7,000 employees at Georgia Power Company, let me say thank you for all that you do. And thank you very much for your partnership. Let's enjoy this lunch. Thank you very much.
Now, everybody, enjoy your meal, and then we will come back and introduce our guest of honor here today. And once again, want to thank the Carl Vinson Institute, University of Georgia, for a stellar program they put together here. So. Yeah, I know, right? He goes, well, we run this car today. I was like, you know, I was like, been running his whole life. But I was traveling. I wouldn't tell them. Hey, Governor, after you get your food, just let me know whenever you want to start. Yeah.
They got stuck in all the little holes in it. Well, they're gonna get this out.
You good, man? You got it? I pump you up all right? Huh? They give me a bio. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm real. I'm real. Good old guy from South Alabama. You know. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't. Probably didn't love them. Probably didn't breed them as well. They all live long. Yeah. Hello. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, perfect. Anything you want me to say?
Hey, I'll tell you what you can do though. Take that book.
Yeah. Okay. Oh man.
Hey.
Usually did it. Can I have everyone's attention, please? But please continue eating. They're going to finish serving dessert here, but we want to go ahead and get our program started and introduce our guest of honor today. This is a gentleman that needs no introduction. He or his wonderful family, homegrown Athens, Georgia native, proud graduate of Clark Central High School, a proud graduate University of Georgia, a husband, a father, businessman here from Athens, and our 83rd governor of the state. Brian Kemp has Governor Brian Kemp has done an outstanding job in every role that he's had, whether it be in the private sector or when he was elected first to the state Senate and then later appointed to the Secretary of State's office. And then obviously as our governor, it's been a privilege and an honor to serve the last 4 years under his leadership, which probably is the toughest 4 years for any governor in the history of the state. When you look at everything that was going on with the pandemic and things of that nature and a lot of the unrest, civil unrest, he has been steadfast. He's been a wonderful leader. He has delivered on his promises as governor, whether it's when it's pertaining to K through 12 education, supporting teachers with a pay raise, whether it was economic development, not just in metro area of Atlanta, but also all over the state. He has delivered, and he was the first governor to make sure that our state remained open. And the reason why we're in better shape here in the state of Georgia than any other state in the union is because of the leadership that Governor Kemp showed in that tough time. And I can tell you right now, I remember when he decided to open the state back up and let empower parents and teachers and businesses. I never will forget, I texted him because he was catching a lot of heat from all sides. And I texted him, I said, Governor, because we were, as a business owner myself, we were sitting there talking about what our options were going to be in case we closed down, what was going to mean to the families that we employed and things of that nature, and what it's going to mean to your business as a whole. And when he made that decision, I listening to the news outlets, I immediately texted him. I said, Governor, stay the course. You're doing the right thing. Don't listen to any of them, and obviously I'm glad he took my advice, even though I don't think it either. But he did it, and he's done everything that he has done as governor. He's done it on a lot of instincts and he knows what's in the best interest of the people of this great state. And each and every one of us should appreciate him for that, because it's one of those things. I know it's not easy job, but he and Marty and his 3 daughters, they make it look easy, and I was fortunate enough to be on the campaign trail when they were traveling the state, and they absolutely, I'm telling you, I was doing 3 or 4 events a day thinking I was doing something. The whole family here, they were doing 6, 7, 8 events, and because they love this state, they love the state of Georgia, and we're so grateful for them, and appreciate Governor and First Lady being here today. But everybody, please give a welcome to our 83rd Governor, Brian Kemp.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank y'all so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you very much. I appreciate and certainly want to congratulate Lieutenant Governor-elect Burt Jones, and I appreciate all the good advice and camaraderie we've had over the last several years working together. We're looking forward to continuing to do that. Marty and I are glad to be in Athens, our home, but also home to the SEC champion winning Georgia Bulldogs. And I'll just mention out there for any Alabama, Tennessee, Auburn, Florida fans we may have, also reigning national champions. But in all seriousness, it is always good to be on the campus of the University of Georgia, even if we're having to be with a bunch of politicians today. But I just appreciate so many great leaders that are here, and one of those is our First Lady, Marty Kemp. She's done an incredible job. You know, those times that Bert was talking about when you're taking incoming, and at that time it literally was coming from both sides of the aisle, national media, local media. You know, it's a lot harder many times on the family than it is on us that are elected. And I just love Marty and the girls. They've done an incredible job, and they're strong fighters, but they also have big hearts, and that was not easy on them. But I appreciate y'all's support, and many of you who tell us every day you've been praying for us. But I just so excited to be working with in the upcoming legislative session with you all, but certainly with Lieutenant Governor-elect Burt Jones, a historic person in our state. And I think, you know, we should recognize the accomplishments of our speaker, Jan Jones, the first female speaker in the history of our state. Incredible. I've had a great relationship with Jan for a long time. We worked on a lot of issues together, and we just appreciate her leadership in these times that we're in. But I'm also looking forward to working with Speaker-elect John Burns, someone that I worked with even before John was involved in politics, and he's got a great business mind. He is someone that I talk about a lot, and that's a hardworking Georgian. And he's going to lead the House in the upcoming session with distinction. I'm looking forward to working with him, and congratulations. I also want to congratulate the next Senate President Pro Tem, Senator John Kennedy, also Majority Leader Steve Gooch, Majority Leader Chuck F. Strachan. Many of you may not know this, but Chuck worked on my campaign when I ran for state senate right here in Clark County back in the day. And I just appreciate where Chuck has come from, but also where he is, and looking forward to continuing to work with him. A former colleague of mine in the state senate that I'm looking forward to continuing to work with, Minority Leader Senator Gloria Butler. Congratulations, Senator. And also Minority Leader in the House, James Beverly. James and I have worked together for a long time over my career, and I know he will lead the minority party in the House with distinction, as he has been doing, and we're looking forward to continuing to work together. I just want to take a moment and congratulate all of you here today on your big wins. And whether you're continuing your public service or whether you're going to be new to the General Assembly, I know we have a lot of new folks out there, I just want you to know that we look forward to working with you, because I know that we all want to make sure that Georgia is the best state in the country to live, work, and raise our families. I also want to thank President Moorhead and his entire team for hosting us, as well as Jennifer Fromm, Rob Gordon, and the Carl Vinson Institute. Let's thank them again for a great job this week. I know I've seen a few of the state agency heads that you all will be working with, and I'm glad they're here, and they've done an incredible job leading our state. Pat Wilson, Greg Dozer, Christopher Nunn, and I'm sure there's probably other people I haven't seen, but I just want to thank you guys for the work that you have been doing and what we're going to do in the future. And thank you for being here today. I want to thank our team in the governor's office that you all work very closely with. It's the best in the business. And we look forward to working with you guys to make our state even more successful. I did just want to thank Chris Womack and the Georgia Power team for sponsoring today and for being here. Chris is an incredible leader, but his organization is an incredible partner. And for new legislators that are here, you'll learn this. They are a big partner in our public-private sector partnership to sell Georgia on new jobs and investment and economic development. I just want to thank Chris for his leadership and support today. You know, much has changed the past 2 years since the last biennial. In just 24 months, we've seen historic achievements, a changing political landscape, and we've all certainly had painful losses that we've had to deal with as we've said goodbye to valued partners in public service. We've seen 2 back-to-back years of unprecedented job creation and investment in our communities. We've been ranked the #1 state in the country for business for now the 9th year in a row. Our unemployment rate is below 3%, and we have more Georgians working than ever before. Because we budgeted wisely and conservatively, and thanks to this unrivaled success, we've been able to enact the largest state income tax cut ever passed in our state. But we've also made historic investments in education, and we've been able to help ease the burden of 40-year high inflation for our fellow Georgians, just to name a few. And I, like you, am proud of these accomplishments, and we will continue to do that good work in the future. But we also share the same sorrow when it comes to the loss of those who had been a defining presence in our individual lives and for the state as a whole. And as we've battled through the pandemic, both fighting to save both lives and livelihoods, Georgia showed the world just how resilient the people of this state are. Though we endure, we continue to think of the men and women we have said goodbye to and continue to keep their memories safe. For this group in particular, the passing of Speaker David Ralston has been intensely felt. As we continue to mourn this great leader, we can honor his memory best by maintaining his sense of dignity and decorum under the Gold Dome. While we grieve that loss in the upcoming legislative session and continue to pray for Miss Cherie, Matt, Elizabeth, and the entire Ralston family, he would also want us to remain focused on the mission, making Georgia safer, stronger, and more prosperous. We're also mindful that as we enter a new year in a new session, each chamber will have new leadership. And soon to be Lieutenant Governor Jones and Speaker-elect Burns are men of strong principles. They have already served their fellow Georgians in other capacities, and I'm confident that they will bring that same dedication to these new roles of leadership. Like me, they know that even in the glow of victory, we cannot stop or slow our work. This upcoming session, our aim should be to raise the bar even higher for our state's economic advancement, our workforce development, the reliability of our infrastructure, and the safety of our communities. Last fiscal year alone, Georgia saw a record 51,132 new private sector jobs announced that are coming to our state, and over $21.2 billion in investment coming to our communities, a new high watermark for economic development. In fact, those investment figures are 94% higher than the previous economic development record set just the year before. As I've said when we announced those numbers, I consider these new milestones to be the new level to beat. Pat Wilson's laughing. I cannot believe that. You can do it, Pat. I can do it. All these people are going to help you. They're going to support you in your efforts. Incredible. It's just been incredible. And as I said when we first announced those numbers, I consider these new milestones to be the next level to beat. And I just read that paragraph over by mistake, but it is good for Pat to hear that again. We need to expand opportunity even further, bringing more jobs to all areas of our state and to keep this momentum going. We also need to further the other great components of those milestones. And I am so proud to say that 85% of the investments and a majority of the jobs created this past fiscal year, like Lieutenant Governor-elect Jones mentioned, went to communities outside the metro Atlanta area. We've been able to say for multiple years now that the majority of new jobs are going to places outside of the metro area. And I say, let's keep that trend going. That does not mean there's not a lot going on in the metro area. It's just the projects that we have worked have been focused on all parts of our state. There's still incredible generic growth going on in our metro areas. Here again, we can make the opportunity in our state for more impartial and honor Speaker Ralston's memory at the same time. As a champion of the House Rural Development Council and a man who loves small towns in the North Georgia mountains so much, he knew a person's zip code should not dictate how far in life they can go. We have made great strides in this area, bringing record numbers of jobs and investments to places that literally were once overlooked. But Georgia is a big state, and there is a lot of work left to do. And I'm looking forward to partnering with you all in the coming months as we continue to prioritize our rural communities. We will also partner to further grow our workforce, a critical need in this era of constant expansion. No other state has been ranked number one for business so many years in a row. And with historic job levels that come with that, our labor market, as you guys hear every day like I do, has never been tighter. If we want to keep that coveted ranking, we urgently need to grow our robust workforce, strengthen classroom to career pathways across all educational levels, and attract new workers to the best state for opportunity. Over the past 4 years, we have made great strides, as was mentioned, raising teacher pay by more than any other administration or legislature in state history, expanding high demand career initiative opportunities, strengthening our workforce programs, leveraging the nation's top ranked workforce development access, Georgia Quick Start, working with business leaders and job creators to identify what unmet needs can be incorporated into education programs, and expanding the Hope Scholarship to cover at least 90% of tuition costs and much more. These are solid improvements, and they provide a strong foundation for us to build upon in the coming years. With your help, we will ensure that anyone that wants a job in Georgia has a route to get one, and we'll ensure that they feel safe as they learn and work in our communities. Since the last biennial, we have brought the fight to criminals in our neighborhoods. We've empowered our law enforcement to go after street gangs and increase penalty for those who want to harm people or property. We've created a crime suppression unit in 2021, which continues to produce great results, partnering with state law enforcement, with local police and sheriff's offices. We've also created the gang prosecution unit under the Attorney General, modeled after the very successful human trafficking prosecution unit. We've also made it harder for violent criminals to get back on the streets, and we've been giving our hardworking state law enforcement officers a well-deserved $5,000 pay raise while further investing in their resources. This legislature should be proud of those achievements and their impacts on your districts. But here again, we cannot rest on our laurels. This is an ongoing fight against criminals, dangerous ones, and we cannot afford to let up. Even now, violent gangs are targeting our most cherished blessings, our children. They are actively recruiting new members as young as elementary students into their industries of crime. They cannot be allowed to do this. They cannot go unchecked. We have to disrupt this recruitment, stop these gangs in their tracks, and save our children from going down a path that leads them either to a prison cell or a grave. Next month, we will introduce legislation that will help us disrupt gang recruitment and increase penalties for those enlisting these young souls into a lifetime of crime and punishment. I look forward to the type of bipartisan support for those measures that we've seen in other areas of public safety legislation. The overwhelming support of the legislature has never been more prominent than when it comes to policies championed by our great First Lady to fight human trafficking. Again and again, you have supported these common sense measures that brings hope to a hopeless situation, that makes Georgia a safe haven for victims and a hostile place for buyers and sellers. So again, would you please help me thank Marty Kemp and the Grace Commission for their hard work. In the coming session, the First Lady and I will champion further legislation as we continue to fight the good fight against human trafficking. I want to ask for your favorable consideration of those measures and for your continued support. Whether economic development, education, workforce development, or making neighborhoods safer, we have made quality gains by working together. The same is true for our efforts to ease the burden on hardworking Georgians as we endure 40-year high inflation. This past session alone, we passed the largest state income tax in Georgia history. We put over $1 billion back where it belongs, in the pockets of taxpayers. We enacted the state's first military retirement tax income exemption, and we suspended the state fuel tax through a bill that flew through the General Assembly in record time. Unfortunately, even all these months later, we continue to see record high prices at the grocery store, in the market for durable goods, and elsewhere. There is still work to do on this front. That is why I have proposed another $1 billion return of taxpayer money for this coming year. Why I am calling for an additional $1 billion to fund homeowner tax relief, and why I've continued to suspend the fuel tax by executive order. Thank you. This past week, I've also consulted with both the Senate and House leadership on how we will address this issue in the coming session for further relief. Though gas prices are thankfully trending down at the moment, the ongoing war in Ukraine and OPEC's decision to limit oil production will continue to disrupt fuel prices until federal officials finally choose to work for American energy independence. In the coming days, following my discussions with legislative leaders, we will publicly announce our plan for the coming session on how we can best provide inflation relief to hardworking Georgians. This election year, coming on the heels of unprecedented challenges of the pandemic, has not been easy for any of us. It has been a long and difficult battle of ideas and intentions. But after today, after all the ballots are counted, the battle will finally be over, at least for this election cycle. And so in the coming weeks, we will join with family and friends to celebrate Christmas and other important holidays. And as we do so, and as we prepare for what the next session will bring, I hope that we are all mindful of the words of Luke 2:14. Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards all. I'm looking forward to working alongside each of you on behalf of the Georgians that we all have the privilege to serve. So Merry Christmas, enjoy your holidays, and remember, there is much work before us. So as soon as we return from the break, we will get back to chopping. God bless you. May God continue to bless the great state of Georgia, and go Dogs.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, First Lady Kemp. Wonderful, wonderful having you here today. That will conclude our time here in the biennial. I'd just like to thank everybody again for the leadership here that we have here, and also all those who serve in your different capacities here in the state. Thank you for your leadership, your public service. It is something that I know does not go unappreciative, especially those of us who have experienced it. What all goes through with being in public service. Thank y'all so very much. We've had a wonderful 3 days. Thank you again, Carl Vinson Institute, University of Georgia. It's been a great energy, great spirit. Let's continue it into the new year. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you in 23. Go Dogs.